here to vent. One of those things, and well, everybody has learning curve, but that weekend, I had headache because AIRBNB did not let me. And trust me, trust me, I had my evidence. So hey guys, welcome to my channel. Guys, I'm here to vent. I just feel I should come and vent to you guys. I've already vented. Come back to my senses after everything has settled down. So I said, okay, let me come here and also mention, especially for AIRBNB. This is regarding our AIRBNB. Like you all know, we have a basement suite that we completed and we put out as AIRBNB. And this is new. We're new to AIRBNB. And made it as comfortable as possible for everybody to book and have a short stay. No be your house, not be my house. So short stay. And enjoy yourself while you're here. But something happened and that's why we got suspended on AIRBNB. Someone booked or reached out because we put instant booking so that at least they can book. We're not discriminating anybody as long as they are of good behavior based on our house rules plenty. So I put a lot of things there just to guard against people. If you know you can't follow the rules, it is not by force, it is not your house. Move forward and go to the next AIRBNB. We don't need your money. I mean, you can't impose your money on us, or we don't want it because we don't want you. So this guy booked, initially requested, made inquiry apparently and said they were four people. Our AIRBNB can only house 5 people because we have 3. I'll try and show you the tour of it. I've done the tour of it already before, but I'll try and put it as I'm sharing this. It's a 2-bed. We have a queen size in the master's bedroom, and we have a double bed and a twin bed in the other room, which is bigger, and we have a reading table and stuff there. So you can take 5 people. Personally, and you know, I still bring it home because this is our house, not your house. Yes, you are paying for it, but we are making it comfortable for you. So we put in those 3 beds for the comfort of 5 people, not 6 people. So we are only accommodating 5 people. And it's clearly there, can host maximum of 5 people. But you know, when people have ulterior motive, you will know. So this guy reached out and made inquiry for a few nights, and he said he was going to book. Why he actually made inquiry, because it's an instant booking. I was wondering, he wanted a discount of that, and honestly, I was even going to give him, but my husband said no, because we had, you know, comfort, everything is there, and looking at price comparison between those that are even near us is comparable, and we're giving even much more. And he said no, and I said, make this market no pass us now. He said, look, the one that is our own will be our own, we should just let it go. So I told him that we won't give him discount, that he can check other AIRBNBs if that works for him. That our rate is what it is, and we're not giving any discount. So if he wants discount, then he has to spend 1 month, which will be, you know, they can actually enjoy the discount. So then he was making inquiries for 4 people. So he went to, you know, like maybe hunting around or something, came back again, and now decided to book for 5 people. At that point, I felt somehow that something was off, but I said, okay, no problem. But at the point of booking, usually I ask my guests, Are you a family? Are there children? Because we also make accommodation for children, like making their beds comfy, like depending on their ages, give them like, you know, child-friendly beddings, make it comfortable for them, put in some treats for children, you know, and some other things that make children really enjoy the stay there. So I was asking questions. Are you guys a family? He said yes. How many children? Then he said there are 5 adults. Then I said 5 adults. Are you all the same family? He said yes. And then at that point I was like, okay, maybe it's father, mother, and older children, right? So I didn't want to push so that I don't sound like being whatever. So I just let it go. So these people came in, and the first night when they came in, there were a lot of them. I said, okay, I don't know whether they were coming from the airport or they resided locally, but there were plenty, sha. I said, okay, they were helping them to carry their luggage. And then the first night, then they went out, came back. Thank God for my camera, you know. That's why it's good to have camera when you're doing AIRBNB. It will save you a lot of things. So we went in, they went out, and they came back around midnight. And then they were 6 or 7. In fact, if I'm not exaggerating, they were like minimum of 6, maximum of 7. In the morning, I looked at the camera and I was trying to play back, you know, to catch the number of people, because we have penalties if you bring in an extra. It is there in the house rule, so you will have seen it, except you didn't read it, and that's your own business anyway if you don't read it. And usually I always draw the attention of my guests while they're communicating with me that, look, please read the house rule. It's meant for you to obey and all of those things. And he now said he apologizes, it's not intentional, his aunts came in impromptu and he had nowhere to stay, and you know, all those stories that touch. And I said, at least you'd have done well to have informed your host that you are having an extra guest. The rule says 5 people, you bring in 6 people, and you clean out as if nothing happened without informing your guest. So I raised an eyebrow, and you know, I just kept quiet, and I just say, next time you have to let your guest know, I'm sorry, she'll be leaving, this is the only night, she'll be leaving the next day, and all of those things. And I said, okay, no problem. The next day, next night, yeah, there were so many in and outs, because guess what, these guys were 2 adults, like grandma, grandpa, like 4 other adults, because there were actually 6. Their aunts, they were elderly people, as in elderly. He was actually the youngest of them, and when I mean young, he's not like maybe in his 30s or something. Other people were around that age and older, and the older people, you see them the way they are. I actually knew that they were older people, his parents, because eventually he mentioned. So he now what was I even going to say? So then the next night, right, he messaged me at midnight. I saw this in the morning, right? Yes, I don't sleep early, but it doesn't mean I should stay awake waiting for every message that comes in, because I have AIRBNB. I will not sleep again or have peace of mind. Then this guy messaged that his aunts couldn't leave or something, that can she pass another night. I saw it in the morning, and I was asking myself that, see me say trouble. How can I have a guest that messaged me at midnight and wants someone else to stay? Of course you would have known. It's not midnight that you know that person wants to stay one night again. You would have known and would have at least reached out much earlier. So I now message him. I say, uncle, this is totally uncalled for, you know, totally uncalled for. That he now sent message and started another story that touched, and I was like, this is not acceptable. The rule says you're paying X amount of penalty for an extra guest per night if you have anybody that was not in the booking initially. You didn't book the person from the inception, then there's an extra fee. He was now saying, no, I should apologize, forgive you. I said, you know, I kept silent again. The 3rd night, you see that this guy, while plenty. The 3rd night, he now said, okay, he was not saying that the father and the brother were going to leave and there would be 3 of them by the weekend and all of that. Okay. The next night he now says they couldn't leave, so can they stay an extra night? And that was when, no, 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, haven't I tried? And I say, uncle, this is not acceptable. You are violating the rules of this Airbnb and I'm going to report you to Airbnb. So I picked up my phone as a newbie now. I didn't know what to do, usually I know it was a resolution, but I eventually did that. But I called Airbnb and they said this is what I was meant to do. So I put it in and it needed 72 hours for him to accept, or I was charging him for 2 nights and I said he has to pay. And he said he wasn't going to pay, that he didn't violate any rules. And I said, but it was clear that you violated the rules and all of that. But as should I say God will have it, something now happened. It was that winter, that period that there was really bad weather, that we had like -35, -40, and the pipe in the kitchen sink, the pipe that brought water in the kitchen sink got frozen on, I think, on their 3rd day there. And that gave him muzu to want to flex. So he reached out to me and said there was no water running, there was no water running in the kitchen sink. And I reached out to the contractor that this is what was going on. He couldn't come that day, it was a Sunday. He said he would come check on Monday, and mind you, it was just a kitchen sink. And they could so I messaged him to give allowance for the next day, which I don't think that's really a problem, but because one matter they hand already. So he said no problem. So I now messaged him that would he be home around that time, between a particular time, that the contractor will come and check it and see what was going on, because he was also confused at what was going on. So he said yes. So I got clearance. When the contractor came to check the place, I was at work. In fact, I had to take time out of work to run home because I saw that the contractor was there, just to give audience and give whatever to me being there, just not ignoring and feeling like I wasn't part of the whole thing, or I wasn't showing concern. So I also came home briefly to come and see and make sure that the contractor was actually there. So the guy was there, they checked, they were wondering what was happening and all of that. So they were trying to improvise, and in fact those people were there for less than 15 minutes or 10 minutes. I left there because I just went breezily and came back to my own apartment, and then he messaged me and said, when are these guys leaving here, because they are not giving us enough, we don't have privacy. Hell. And I said to him, at that point I was like, uncle, do you want privacy or do you want water? They cannot in the spirit be fixing the issue, because they have to diagnose what was going on and they have to be there. So if you know that you want, pick one, privacy or water. And then he ignored me. Then he sent a message that I was rude, I was this, I was that. I said, no, I only ask you one question. Pick what you want. Do you want privacy or do you want water? Because if they have to sort the problem out, then it will probably take them time to diagnose and then fix the issue. But they were not even, and the grandfather or the father that was there was just snooping and just, hindering the guys from walking. And the guys just tried to walk to put a short improvised way for them to get water. But the thing wasn't working because they were not letting them walk. So the guys left. So the guy had a case. He now raised his own resolution to complain that he was in the suite and there was capital letter no water in the suite. See wickedness. And so that also lingered. The support team reached out and I clearly explained what happened to them and all of that. And don't forget that my own case is already raised. So he raised his own and he was trying to pay back, because he didn't want to pay my own surcharge. He now so that case was going on and all of that. He eventually, I think they said they were going to pay him 30% of each day that he didn't have water. So I explained everything and I said this is an unforeseen circumstance. It is not only in my house that pipe got frozen. Everything, even my own, if you remember one of the videos I shared, that even my car was giving me signal, tire, my husband helped me to inflate all my 4 tires. In fact, my car was giving me a signal for 2 tires that needed to be inflated, and he actually inflated the 4 in less than 24 hours. Another leg was making, I saw it on my dashboard, giving me sign that I need to be inflated. Things, you know, were just going on. I was like, what is wrong? Then I had a flashlight on my dashboard again. Tire issue, needs one service or one thing. I said, please leave me, it's the weather. You know, so I had other people complain about frozen pipes and all of that, and I knew it was an unforeseen issue. So, excuse me, what can I do about it? Only to show remorse and try to see how I can fix it, which you are not even helping in any way as a guest. So I explained all this one. So we're back and forth. That week, I had headache because Airbnb did not let me rest. We're going back and forth explaining. Then my own case was still there. After the 72 hours, he declined it, that he was not going to pay. And trust me, trust me, I had my evidence. So thank God for the camera. And thank God for the conversation we had, because at least you initially agreed when you said, apologize, my auntie, the next day again you asked for. So I screenshot all those things, I sent it to Airbnb. I was even asking Airbnb that I wish I could send a video recording so you can actually count yourself, because I was trying to screenshot each, as you know, I could capture the number of people that were coming in at that time. They were coming in, I don't know, wherever they go at night. They come in at 12:30, 1 a.m, 1:30, 2 a.m, and I was like, yo, in this my neighborhood, I don't get guests. So these guys, I sent all this, and eventually Airbnb later told me that I can actually put it on my Google Drive and send the link, which boom, I did immediately, uploaded it on my drive, put it in a folder and send the link. So they can actually meticulously, whoever will do that, check visa, because I had to mark the timing, see the time that they were coming in, see the number of people that were coming in. I was putting everything there and the day, so they know I'm not just putting anything to cause any problem. But hey, it is still my dwelling. If you are paying, you have to obey my rules. If you are not ready, I beg, they go. And I told the guy, I said, look, you are free to check out. Is water not running? The water is not running in the kitchen. If you feel so uncomfortable, please, you can cut short your stay, and you know, you and Airbnb will discuss. They will do the plus and minus, and everybody will be fine. We'll be able to fix whatever is going on and make room for the next guest that is coming in. But he still did not go. If he put capital letter no water, he was there for about 5 days and he's saying he did not have water. Please, I beg, let me answer the question. No water for 5 days and you remain in the streets. Something must be wrong with you. So he, you know, after the whole thing, we were on it for like 1 week. But you know, when it was now time for rating, that was what brought the camels back. Me, he didn't do me anything. No, I don't have any issues with him. Only that he did not obey my rules, and that was what I was putting. And you know, for Airbnb, you don't see other people's reviews until you are putting yours. He put his review first, and when I put in mine, I saw his reviews. No water, uncooperative, everything, one star. He gave me 1 star for everything. Very dirty, garbage everywhere, smelling, uncooperative, rude, no water. He just puts garbage as I feel. In fact, when he was even going to check out, he sent me screenshots. I've never had this kind of guest, I swear. He sent me screenshot of the rooms and everywhere, that see, I've left the place clean like I met it, and he's still the same person that said the place was dirty. I didn't even answer him. He screenshot the bin outside, that he threw the bin out. You can see that this guy is a troublemaker. I don't have problem with you, only that you were not upfront with the number of guests, and that was what I put in his review. I recommend you, but please next time tell your guests that you are bringing a trailer load of human beings to their house that you didn't want to pay for. So I put in my own, and we're back and forth. So Airbnb, because of that review, you know, suspended our own account and says, look, we are suspended, as in they blocked it. They blocked it. Nobody could book. And we had a family that always book us every alternate weekend, and I was like worried that what is all of this. Reach out to Airbnb that, guys, one person cannot give a review and then because I'm the host you block my account. You can do your investigation, you have evidence I've sent, let him send his own. I did not deny that there was no water issue, but he is denying that he did not violate the rules. So you see my evidence. You know, we're just back and forth. I opened so many AIRBNB some case notes day to day know that somebody disturbed their life. And I just said, look, I'm not saying don't investigate. However long it will take you, please open my own availability so that I can have guests. This is also another business for me. Don't block it. It is my house. If you don't want, I can close it up and, you know, decide to turn it into a rentable place. Abi, is it not me that have it? And you're still making money off me too. It is win-win. So please help my matter. So we're back and forth. It had to get escalated. And eventually, you know, so many, the lady that I eventually spoke with AIRBNB, I explained everything. She said she understood. I said, look, I'm not denying the water thing, but it is beyond my control, beyond host control. I am not the weather, I am not the season, I am not winter. I cannot do nothing. I can only correct the problem. And he did not give us, you know, time to do that. And of course, when he checked out, the contractors came back and they solved the issue. You know, they did everything and water started running. So I sent a video as well that water is running there. What they needed to do that he didn't give us time. They eventually did it and there was no issue. We now, but you know, the review that he gave a concern, and the AIRBNB said there was an issue. I need to fix and it was, you know, all these things could lead to suspension and everything. Play. So I didn't even realize that I've been blocked all the way that nobody can book, because I was like, nobody's booking, what's going on? But yes, the case was still going on. So when I just checked, and also everything block, because I blocked the next day for the contractors to work when he left, so they can be able to fix the water. But I just saw that everything blocked all year, all next year. I was like, okay. So the matter was going on, the investigation was going on, but I was like, guys, I don't care how long you take, open my own and pull down the review, because the guy is a liar. So when I saw his own review, I put in my own. I said, when I started my own notes behind his note, because I need to put something straight, so that when anybody is also booking, they won't look at that. I said, look, check my other reviews. Everybody has a 5-star, good things to say, good comments about the experience, about the host. How can one person come and give a 1-star from 5-star? Then the person has a problem. You too, you must look at it in that way. And I wrote in my review under his, and I said, you are just a liar. Put his name there. You can go and check it. I'm not hiding anything. That you are just a liar. There was water in the suite. Water did not run in the kitchen, and because I raised a concern of you bringing a lot of people that were not approved from the initial booking, you decided to pay back. Because this issue, please tell me, what's the issue with no water in the kitchen? If there's an issue, you check out, and it's not something that somebody did, or they sent something to break your head or to cut your leg, or something, you had an injury, or it was a safety. You do understand that could really cause an alarm. Yes, water is important, but you still had water to have your bath in the bathroom. You still could use the water in the bathroom to do stuff. It was just in the kitchen, and you were ready to fix it. So if it's a concern, then you have every reason to carry your load and say you're moving somewhere else. I gave you the option, but you didn't still leave. So you can't say no water at all in the suite. So I put that correction there so that people that will book will also see that it is you that have the problem. So the thing went on for like a week, guys. We were totally blocked and suspended until eventually we got reopened, and we won the case now. Trust, we won the case. The guy, I don't know whether they were able to get the money from him, but AIRBNB refunded. They paid that his penalty for 2 days. They paid it to us, or they were still expecting it actually, but they raised it, and we've seen that we're expecting to receive the money. It is really, really sad that, you know, AIRBNB, and I don't know, you know, I told AIRBNB, I said, you guys need to protect your host. Somehow, somebody cannot randomly come and just be pulling people's AIRBNB ratings down because they have violated rules, and the owner of the house is is concerned because it's also safety issues with their environment. There are other people that live in your environment that you also want to keep safe. You can't be coming in at midnight or be, you know, making noise. I told them that they have to remove their shoes from because everywhere was muddy. They were carrying their shoes inside the house. It was just a lot of game. When they left and we're going to do cleaning, the guy that said he had everywhere cleaned up, if you see the bathroom and the toilet, my daughter does that part when we're cleaning up. When I got, I told her, Mom, I call her mom, by the way, when you're going there to clean, you want to actually wear as if you are going in, you know, to stay, how do you put it now, to like, you want to cover up yourself in such a way that you're not infected. She had to cover, you know, she of course wear gloves whenever she's going to do stuff. She had to use mask to cover her nose, cover her eyes, just left a pinch of her eyes to be able to see what she was doing. It was that bad. Human beings, adults, grannies, you know, that's what you get when you have more people in that two-bedroom apartment and they call themselves clean. It was really sad. It was really sad. But I in fact, he knows that he doesn't have any reason to book my place, because if I see him, I am just going to send him away. I am not going to approve his booking. I don't need him in my suite. Somebody else reached out just recently as well and said they were 6 people, you know, wanted to book for 5 people because my booking is 5 people and they were 6, and reached out that they had a 6 and a 3-year-old, and I'm asking, okay, are you one family? Is it father, mother, maybe you have an older children and then a younger children? They say no, the parents or grandparents, then they are parents, then the children. And I said no, we are 5 that they can manage with the last child that is 3. I said, where she wants sleep, or where the child wants to sleep, where? And I don't like people sleeping on my couch. If my family, they know it, don't sleep on my couch. My couch is supposed to be for you, except you want to recline and relax, but don't lie down. If you need to sleep, go to your room and sleep. Yes, you can't totally take charge because it is Airbnb, but you can manage it when you have enough space for the people. And I say, if I have 6 people sleep there, like when they came, I knew it because I had extra pillows that I put in the cupboard. They brought it out, all the blankets, they brought it out because they were extra people. Somebody would have turned on that sofa and slept there, and I didn't want that to mess it up, you know. And I told the lady, I said, look, if you want an extra person, because the person is a child, we can accommodate, but you have to still pay extra. Maybe not the fine because you have come forward to declare that you are bringing extra person, you are 6. We can give you an inflatable bed to accommodate that person. You can throw it on the floor, but you will still pay an extra charge per night. She waka go. She moved away because they couldn't pay it. And no sympathy or no. It is not by force. We don't need your money if you don't obey the rules. We don't need your money, but you have to be upfront. You have to be true with your case, and that's what is most important. People are just so deceptive and they just want to hide under. And I'm saying, look, the other person booked for 5 people, 4 people initially, turned it to 5, knowing that he knew from the beginning. And I said, look, there's nothing that would tell me that he didn't know from the beginning that there were going to be more than 5. He knew. Day 1 he asked for exemptions, day 2 he asked for, day 3 haba, and you asked me to be looking at you, and then you messed up the place, you know. And then eventually when I went through my inventory, which I usually don't go through, like my cutleries, and I just check if they are clean. If they are not clean, you know, if some leaves it in the dishwasher, we rewash it and put it back. And I just looked around and I saw that one of my soup bowls is not there, and one of the saucers is not there. I can't tell whether it's them that broke it and threw it away or something. But you know, it just gives me a lesson to learn to go through my inventory every time, because I am going to be claiming money from Airbnb if you try nonsense in my Airbnb. It's really comfortable. Everybody that comes there love to stay there. But when you come and you feel you want to cheat somebody, like one of my friends said, somebody actually burnt part of the rug and used a sofa to cover it and walked away without saying nothing. How? And then eventually when he was even fortunate to go back there before another guest came there to check, he said, this chair is not sitting well, it's too forward on the rug, more than the usual, and he pushed it back and he saw this. You see that people are really, and then he reached and he was like, he was sorry, you will pay, and he had to raise you know, whether he paid or not, AIRBNB, he don't chop basic, AIRBNB will pay it. And then they got paid for it. So I am also on the lookout. We'll try to put things, you know, there for you to enjoy, but you can't come there and destroy and make a mess of what you find there that people have put there for your own comfort. It doesn't work like that. You will say, Shebe, I paid. You paid not to destroy the whole thing. You paid for a comfort of a few days, not for you to come there and just turn everything upside down. So that's my event, guys. I know I'm not angry again because I've been angry. And in fact, that week, my head was pounding because I was just, they were calling me this. The disturbance was too much, the messages were too much. I was also trying to reach them. There was just a lot going on, and that was how, you know, eventually we got reopened and we're back to business, thankfully, ready to host, and we hope that we have guests that would behave themselves in this place. So thinking AIRBNB, as you're trying to immigrate to Canada, where AIRBNB is available for you. There will be a link in the description box where you can also go there and book your short stay. We can give you a good experience when you come before you find your accommodation if you haven't gotten one. And if you want us to help you with accommodation before you arrive, feel free to also reach out. That's also what I'm here to do, to help immigrants to find a good place to stay before they land here in Canada. Thank you so much for watching. I feel better. I've vented. I feel better. Thanks for watching. And guys, we're trying to monetize. We are almost there. Please do well to watch this video, watch other videos to the very end, and help us count the hours. The hours is remaining very small so that we can monetize. Please help us get to that milestone. Thank you so much, and see you on my next vlog. Bye.